also mentioned earlier that you had, I think you went to some Asian country. I think
Thailand.
Thailand.
Yes, yes, I have been to Thailand.
Now you are also involved there with this as a program, are you not?
Yes, yes, I was involved there with the United Nations, HIV and AIDS in Thailand, and worked with them for approximately 6 to 8 weeks. I was over there. The need there is great also. It's not as bad in Thailand as it is in Africa. Accessing medications in Africa is one of the tremendous issues that are happening over there.
Medication is a real issue?
Medication is a real issue, and accessing that medication is a real issue.
Well, now that seems to be something that we should be able to deal with. In other words, the world community, perhaps working through the United Nations, should be able to create some kind of situation so that medication can be made available. That is a real problem.
Yes, it is. It is a real problem. The pharmaceutical companies, some of them are trying to step forward, many are not. And also, there is a level of corruption, and some of the medications are not getting to the designated areas by which they need to get to. So some of it is not being done on a grassroots level, and some of the medications are getting to chosen individuals. But these women and children, as you saw, are in great need, and they're not the chosen people, but they are, as I said, God's people.
Well, now, in the end, over the last 3 or 4 minutes that we have here, you've been working with this for many years now. What do you see as the ultimate outcome? It seems that each time you come, you tell us that things are probably getting worse. And well, what's the ultimate outcome of all of this?
I would say the ultimate outcome is education. There is no such thing as too much education. There is no such thing as too much HIV/AIDS support. We need money to bring the education. We need money to bring the message. We need money to bring the medications. We need government, the United States government needs to be more involved. Yes, they're sending billions of dollars you know, to Africa on medications, but there needs to be someone making sure that those medications are getting to the right place. There needs to be more grassroots involvement, but the ultimate thing is education. There's just not enough education.
And of course, what we're trying to do here in this country is to provide some kind of loan, some kind of package for aid to Africa. I think President Bush and Senator Frisk have worked together in reference to that. What about that aid package? Is that sufficient, or will that be sufficient to at least meet the need? And of course, we can't do it all by ourselves.
Exactly. And the United States should not be held accountable to do all of it by ourselves. I agree with that. But no, that package is not enough. It's just not enough. When in the United States, 1 in 60 African American women are infected, that's not enough in the United States. And if we think that those rates of infection are extremely high, then rates of infection on the continent of Africa are quadruple that. When some communities, the whole village, are infected, and children are born with no means of taking care of themselves, we need more money, more support, and definitely more education.
And more education.
Absolutely.
Education. So we just can't do enough.
We cannot do enough.
And that's surprising. That's the surprising thing about it, is that if education seems to be the key, education is almost the most inexpensive thing that we can provide.
Absolutely.
And it's through education. As a matter of fact, we were once told by Dr. Poco that education is important because AIDS is a behavioral disease, and the only way that you can stop it is education. Yet and still how should we approach this education thing then? I mean, what should we do? I mean, should we pour money into educational institutions, or what? How should we do that?
I think, in my opinion, it needs to be dealt with more on a grassroots level. There needs to be education infiltration. We need not take for granted that because I know something, you automatically know it. We need to start educating, especially here in the United States, our children at younger ages. We also need to begin to really put forth tremendous effort, not only to throw money at an issue, but also throw strong education and strong risk reduction education messages and materials in the United States as well as in Africa.
And so we can, you believe that in the end we can beat this disease.
Oh,
We're going to have
absolutely.
to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As I said, I'm a person living with the disease, and I have been living with the disease for 11 years, and will continue, you know, to move forward. You can live with this disease, but it takes a lifestyle change, it takes education, and it takes a dedication and a commitment.
Very good, and you've got that dedication and commitment.
Absolutely.
And let me thank you for coming by. And as we
Thank
said
you.
before, each time that it certainly takes courage to do what you're doing, but to bring the kind of enthusiasm and the kind of passion to what you're doing, I think that that's more than courage. And we want to simply commend you for that. And let us encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.